What's going on? Coach Kev back again. Hope you're doing great today. This treat that I have for you is just the next step, right? So in the previous video we talked about people needing assistance. They need to there's so much to choose from. And we tackled that, and now we have what's next, which is simple. I just grabbed something from the kitchen, something that everybody has access to. Usually it's a milk jug, but we're using something different. Tito's. It may not be Tito's, and it may be Tito's. The world will never know. But what you will know by watching this video is what exercises you can do. This sucker weighs about 6 pounds, okay? So we put it on the scale. And so what you can do with this is get started, right? So if we're talking about getting rid of all the obstacles, just clearing the path, right? So that you can just focus. That's where this comes in. So we're not going to start right into that, but we're going to use it shortly. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to get you warmed up, okay? So in order to get warmed up, we're going to warm up the upper body first. We're just going to go with some arm circles, okay? 2 one way, and then 2 the other, okay? Switch sides. I'll show you this one from the front. 2 one way. And I put my hand here, okay, so that I can feel myself not rotating, right? If I do that, I'm really not going to feel the stretch, and I'm not going to feel that my abs have to almost resist that motion, right? Do one more. Okay, so that's why I do that. Okay, next, we're going to go back to the wall. I still love the wall. So what I'm going to do is just a little wall slide action. Bend my knees, my lower back's flat to the wall here, and I'm going to push my hands up the wall and then back down. Again, push the hands up the wall. Feel that stretch, feel that stretch. You should be feeling it in your middle and upper back, right behind your shoulder blades. And we're going to do one more rep. Whoa, man. And there you have it. A nice little one for the upper back. And for those of us who are at a computer all day, that one should feel great. Up next, we're going to go back to those reverse lunges. I really love the reverse lunges, but we're going to add a little bit of a twist, okay? What I'm going to do with my foot, instead of just going backwards, I'm going to reach just a little forward and just a little back, okay? So reach forward and then back. So for those of us that need to work on our balance, myself included, this is a nice little challenge for balance. You should also feel it working on your hips and the ability to keep your knee over your ankle. That's a big part of balance. So we're just going to do 5 reps on the other side. And you should feel this work. Go through the hip. And a nice little counterbalance is a complement to the motion. So being able to center yourself over your feet is a helpful balance tool in learning. Okay, up next, we're going to work on that good morning again. So that good morning / waiter's bow, shutting the car door with your groceries. So hands on opposite shoulders, right? You're going to push your hips back and come back up. Again, push your hips back and come back up. Okay, we're just going to do 5. I just want you to feel that stretch. At the bottom position, you can probably feel it right here throughout your hamstrings. Okay? Oops, got my hands up here. You can't have them down here if you want. The problem with that is people tend to round. So I want you to try to stay nice and flat between your shoulders and your hips. Okay, up next, I want to work in a little different plane. So what I'm going to do, basically I'm going to use the wall here. Okay, I'm actually going to face it, and I'm going to let my legs swing. Okay, I'm just going to go 5 reps, let it swing, let there get a little bit of momentum, okay, and then let it swing on the other side. And why this is so crucial, right, is that a lot of motion that we do on a daily basis is forward and backwards, so we don't necessarily get the hips and the pelvis open up. Speaking of the pelvis, we're just going to do another simple one here. This one's fun. It probably reminds you of a couple of dance moves. What you're going to do, you take your hands on your hips, okay, and we're going to make a little bit of a shift to one side, okay, keeping your knees slightly bent, and then a shift to the other side. So keeping the knees bent, not really moving the knees, but shifting side to side. We're going to go 3 on each side, okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to tilt that pelvis, okay. So tilt, like you're tucking your tail between your legs, and then arch that lower back, okay. Tilt. You should feel this throughout your pelvis, lower back. Might feel a stretch with hips. You should feel your glutes when you tilt the pelvis forward, okay. And then we're going to put it all together, okay. So we're going to make basically a hip circle. The biggest thing you want to avoid, we're just going to do 3 reps, okay? You want to avoid feeling like you're moving all over the place. So you want to actually, if you want, kind of stabilize, okay? And your knees should be remaining above your ankles. And so forward and backwards, side to side, you're just moving your pelvis while your ankles and shoulders stay planted. This is a cool concept for golfers and tennis players. They need to actually move well from here without necessarily moving the shoulders at some point, or without moving from the ankles. So a nice complement to that sport. Okay, by now you should feel like you're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and grab our Titos. And we're going to start with something a little bit necessary in terms of putting dishes away, putting luggage away. This is a super important movement. So we're going to call this a press, all right? So you can hold this however you want. I'm going to hold it kind of almost on a diagonal. From here, I'm going to kind of soften my knees, soften the knees, brace down from my rib cage, like somebody's punching me in the stomach, okay? And then I'm going to press almost all the way up and back down. Notice when I press, I don't lean back, okay? You're going to press straight up, right back down. Okay, we're going to go for 8 reps, but I want you to feel like you're pressing by keeping your ribs down and your butt forward from your heels, right? So I want you to feel like you're really using your entire body to do the motion, okay? This is not just a shoulder exercise, it's a total body exercise. Also, some people may ask, why are you doing it standing? One of the reasons we do this standing, and I like standing exercises, especially above the head, is you're going to get a nice little contribution from the ankle, knee, hips, and then the rib cage. And that combined makes you work a little bit harder than you normally would. Okay, next, what we're going to do with this, okay, we're going to hold it like so. We're going to go back to almost like we're shutting that car door with the groceries, okay? And in this instance, we're basically on. So you're going to push your hips back, okay, and come back up. All right, so again, pushing your hands straight down and back up. Okay, so again, feel the tension in the back of your hips, making sure we're not reaching. One of the things, if you feel this at all in your lower back, one of the reasons why is probably because you're shifting your weight forward. That could be one reason, okay? The other reason is that you're actually reaching for depth, you're reaching the Titos down to the ground, okay? So you're reaching, instead of pushing your hips back, shutting that car door, not necessarily going for too much depth, okay? The depth is secondary. The quality of the rep, in addition to feeling in your hamstrings and glutes, second. So again, going down and back up. Let's go 4 more, okay? I'll stop talking eventually, I promise. Okay, so I like that. Again, you can call that an RDL. Romanian does it. Good morning, however you want. But basically, the hip action is what we're looking at, and it's most important. All right. Got some people saying hi. Hi, guys. Next, I like this to get you to learn another exercise complementary to the putting the dishes up, putting the luggage away. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from basically, again, so bend your knees to start, all right? And then you're basically going to lock your pelvis down and your rib cage down, making sure we're not arching. Okay, that's no. There's a nice expression, they call these the rib boobs. Keep your rib boobs down, okay? Now, from here, we're going to take our Titos. We're going to go from hip all the way up to ear, okay? Now, if you're just going like this, you're going to be like, Kev, I don't feel this. But if you take this Titos and you grab it, okay, you get angry with your ribs. Get tight here. Get tension, okay? And you go from hip to ear. You're going to feel that in your core. Okay, you're really going to challenge yourself. Make sure you see how I can talk. You should be able to talk. Okay, if you're not able to talk, that means you're breathing wrong, and we want to be able to have you breathe. Okay, breathing super important. Okay, 8 reps. Let's switch sides. Okay, again, soft knees. I'll show you from the side here. Okay, so little hip action, pushing my hips back, starting from outside the hip pocket, and then chopping up, bracing down hard. You don't necessarily need to add speed to it, okay? Especially when you have a glass bottle. Eventually, with progression, as you work up and learn new motions, you can feel free to add some speed to it. And I would say, as you get a different piece of equipment, we're not going to add any speed with this now. Okay, so to keep things interesting, I'm going to keep us moving. Next, I have a chair. I think I mentioned before, this is actually a stool, very crooked stool. The focus on the crooked is, doesn't matter. You just need something to sit on, okay? So don't chase perfection. We're just going for consistency. Here, we're going to take this and we're going to sit, okay? So this is, you've got your backpack, now you're sitting down in a taxi, in a plane, something like that, or in a car, okay? So we're going to push our hips back, just a love tap, and back up, okay? This one we're also going to go for 8, okay? Reps are rudimentary. It doesn't really matter what reps you're doing. It just matters that the quality is good. Pushing hips back, standing up tall. Again, holding this tight. If you want, you can keep it a little bit more vertical. But holding this tight, bracing your ribs down, pushing your hips back, making sure, common error, right? Knees go way forward over your toes. Yeah, squats hurt my knees. No. The way that you're doing squats hurts my knees. Just kidding, it hurts your knees too. But so make sure you push your hips back, okay? Squats can be very hip dominant depending upon the person. If you are a taller, longer limbed person, you're going to probably be needing to lean even more forward. Okay, so pay attention to the distance that you need to lean and the amount that you need to lean as it pertains to your height. Okay, next we're going to go and do another nice little motion here. This is starting the lawnmower. This is picking something up off the ground, and what we're going to do is basically do a row. Okay, so we're going to start up nice and tall. I'm going to put one foot back, only about 1.5 feet. Okay, I'm going to soften basically both knees, and I'm going to stay flat through my back. I'm not going to slouch. I'm going to stay flat from my shoulder all the way down through my hips. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the Tito's. This is great product placement. I hope Tito sees this. And you're going to pull that elbow back, like you're pulling it back, starting that lawnmower. And if you're living in a city, you don't know what a lawnmower is, it cuts grass. If you're living in the suburbs and you have a push mower, you are probably not watching this video. So again, just kind of keeping that tension, okay, pulling back, making sure not to go and turn too much. Okay, I'll show you from the front as well, just so you can see what it looks like and the path of the elbow. Okay, the path of the elbow does matter. Okay, so pulling straight back, not too dark, better. Maybe I should move up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here and back down. Hopefully that's a better view. Okay, let's see from the side. There we go. And one more. Okay. So again, super, I don't even want to say simple, but super great exercises to get started. These are the foundational movements. I like them, again, because they come from everyday life. So for a lot of people, this is a great way to get started. Next, we're going to take our hand-in-hand chair, okay? And this time, we're going to get kind of a wide stance, okay? But we're going to be offset. So hopefully you can see this, but it's basically closer to my left hip. I'm going to say just behind my left heel. Now I'm going to hug my Tito's. I love my Tito's. Should I tell them now that I'm a tequila person? Anyways. Except when it comes to Bloody Marys. But even then, Bloody Marias are, I mean, they're just so good. So anyways, I digress. Back to the next exercise. This is basically, you have something in your hands and you're hopping in a cab, a car, plane, whatever, and you have a wide stance, right? Super awkward, and this teaches you how to do it. So hug, okay? Push your hips back. Find the bench, box, seat, etc. Okay, and then come back up. Okay, so sit back, reach your hips back, and stand up tall. If this bothers your knee at all, raise the height. Okay, so like if you're sitting on a couch, put a pillow underneath. Okay, this should not bother your knee. Again, you'll see I have a big forward lean. I like the big forward lean for a lot of reasons. We actually just did a seminar this weekend. They're talking about not leaning as much forward. I agree. Except for people who have knee issues. People who have knee issues, you're going to want to protect the knee and push your hips back. So again, I'm going to show you from the side. Hug my Tito's. Okay. I'm going to push my hips back, find that chair, and stand up tall again. Okay. Pushing back, leaning slightly forward. For these, I'm only going to do 5. Okay. So if you're trying them at home, you don't need to do too many. These can be hard, just so you know. Okay. The more lean, the better. And what I want you to think about too is that the trail leg, okay, the one that's supposed to stay straight, that's your key, has to stay straight. If it's not staying straight, that means you're probably sitting too low and you're not trusting that the leg that's working is going to get you back up. So that's why that happens. Okay, next, we're going to do basically a standing up tall plank, okay? So I'm going to use my Titos. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to get in that nice neutral pelvis position. This is not it, okay? Get your pelvis in neutral. Basically, you want to act like a bowl of water. From here, a bowl of water, and you don't want to spill anything out. From here, or vodka, it's just water. Maybe it's not. So from here, okay, you're going to be here. You're going to press the Titos forward, bracing, 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 and then bring it back, okay? So as you press, the further away this Titos gets, it's going to challenge your core, okay? What you'll notice some people do is that. You want to avoid that at all costs, okay? So press the Titos forward, brace down, press, and back down. Again. Notice that I'm trying to really keep my shoulders and my abs and my glutes all engaged. Okay, again, I think you're going to find that. One more. I think you're going to find that this standing plank / pass forward of the Titos really offers you this opportunity in real life, right? You have groceries, you have luggage, you have to put it somewhere, and then that's how you can strain your back. So I like the transfer of this to things in everyday life. Okay? Up next, another exercise I'm a big fan of, and we kind of covered this last time, but basically I just want to initiate another conversation about it. So basically, we talked about a reverse lunge, okay? And the trouble with the reverse lunge is that some people can go and lean back here. The problem with that straight leaning back is that it can potentially go on the knees and then people arch. So what I want to teach you today is just how to kind of simplify it. So I'm going to move nice and close to the camera. Hopefully the lighting's better. And what you're going to do is basically go just one leg with that forward lean, even more. And you're going to go 8 reps, but each step goes successively lower to the ground. Okay? So basically just get your bigger torso lean. Okay? You're going to start to bend the involved knees a little bit more. I'll move away so you can see, and I'll change the angle. Okay, so each rep you're getting lower. Okay, challenge yourself. If you need to hold on to something, I am not opposed to holding on to something. If you have a broomstick, etc., go ahead, hold on to something. Okay. And one more rep here. Good. And then I'll show you again from the side. So now you're going to watch this side. Okay, so again, you're going to kind of start somewhat easy. Challenge yourself a little bit more each rep. Okay? Remember, most of the weight stays on that front leg. Okay? And get a little bit lower. Again, lean forward. Lean a little bit more forward. Bending both knees a little bit more. Getting the glutes really to drive up. As you're coming up, you want to feel like you're using your butt by pushing through that front heel. Go. One more. And good. So that's really it. That reverse lunge and getting down into that position. If, by the way, you find that there's a point of which you're like, oh, no, can't go that low, that's where you stop. And you learn that position and you make it work for you. One of the things I think people get frustrated with is that's too hard. I could never do that. Well, that's the reason that we're doing these exercises, is that I want you to be able to take these exercises, and by the way, that's it for today. If you're done with me talking, that's it. But you can take those exercises and make them work for you. So you can scale that, and if you feel like you can get halfway down, amazing. Stop there, do that. Do 8 reps there, and then eventually, the next time you come back to this workout, you're going to be able to, in addition to enjoying Titos, you're going to be able to get a little bit lower to the ground. So you're going to find out simply what your ability is, and that's what this is all about. One of the things I think that people lose within the concept of exercise is they chase how they think it's going to make them look better, but in reality what happens is that there's a waterfall effect. We talked about this last time, but the waterfall effect is this. Once you find out you can do something that you didn't think you could in the gym, do you think that mindset is just going to be in the gym, or do you think that mindset's going to be contagious and it's going to walk with you when you leave the gym, right? And that's the thing. So I'm a big fan, that's it. That's all I got for you. I hope this is super helpful. I hope this can help mom, dad, your grandmother, your grandpa. If you guys have questions, please let me know. If you know somebody that has injuries, please let me know. I'm really making this for this is not for us. This is just a gift. I think I read this book called The Go Giver, and one of the concepts is to give it away. Like the simple goal is to give it away. So I'm giving away, like, understanding where I started, understanding where I've worked with people who've never worked out before. And the hardest thing for them is overcoming that fear of, this is not for me. Exercise is not for me. It hurts too much. You know what? A lot of things in life hurt. Understanding that once you apply this mindset of, you know what, sure, exercise is hard. But when you overcome exercise, then you start to overcome other things in life. Then it's just easier. And it goes hard, easy, versus easy, and then everything else is hard. So I hope this helps. Any questions, please let me know, and enjoy.